When I was a kid, my grandmother used to tell us girls, and there were a lot of us because my grandparents had 13 children, and each one of them had children. So I grew up with a lot of cousins and aunts and uncles and everything. So my grandmother would sit us down and she would tell us girls that the best relationship that we could have was one where our boyfriend slash husband loved us a little bit more than we loved him. And I always thought that was, really interesting. I mean, she stressed that it wasn't the kind of thing where, it should be a very, very, very wide discrepancy, let me put it that way. But just a little bit more, where he was a little bit more involved, a little bit more connected, a little bit more afraid of losing her, a little bit more invested than she was. And as I got older, I saw examples of where she was right, and I also saw examples of where women went wrong by loving the man that they were involved with way more than he ever even thought about caring about them. So that's what I want to talk about. It's not going to be long. It was too hot today to make a video where I showed my face because I was dripping in sweat. It was ridiculous. But I did want to bang this out because this is something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I think is one of the core issues to many of the advice letters that I get. These women are way more invested, have way more emotional connection and involvement to the men that they're with than those men have to them. And if women could just get their emotions under control, I can't even, how many times have I said this? Get your emotions in check. Your emotions will fuck you up and get you in some, have you making some real stupid ass decisions based on what you feel. You need to use your damn brain. So that's what my grandmother was advocating for us, that we used our brain going in. So what I want to talk about is the repercussions of being in a relationship where you love the man more, and how it usually plays out if he's just a little bit more connected to you than you are to him. So when you have a guy who's not really connected to you, that's when, when he doesn't really care, he's not really concerned about losing you. You just like a dime a dozen to him. You just the next bitch. There's no, he might like you and whatever, but you're easily replaceable in his mind. You're nothing special. You're just something to do. This guy, okay, that's when you get the things where the dudes stand you up. They start dissing you. They have other women and cheat on you. They talk to you crazy. Their relationship with you is rather abusive, emotionally or verbally, sometimes even physically. Those are men who don't give a fuck whether you're there or not. You're just something to do. And you guys, though, are so, that's my man. I love him, though. He my baby daddy. That my husband. All this kind of stuff. And you're not seeing what's in front of you. You're not really understanding that this particular man doesn't give a shit about whether you're there or not. He might care only from the perspective that what you do for him makes his life more convenient and more happy and less stress for him. But it's not like he's really concerned that the relationship between the two of you can continue for his happiness sake, and that he would bend over backwards doing everything he needs to do to make sure that you're happy so that you stay. See, that element is missing. So I think that a lot of young women, having never seen any example of that and never even heard of such a thing, don't even understand what I'm talking about. So let me try to explain some more. So you have a situation where when you love him more than he loves you, what happens there? Well, he talks about, I'm on a threesome. You so scared to not have a relationship that you do it. It ruins your self-esteem. It ruins your self-respect. It makes you feel small and insignificant. It hurts you. that he would want to do something like this instead of just being with you. But you go along with it because why? You're more afraid of losing him than you are of maintaining your self-respect and your decorum. You might have a guy where, a situation rather, where he doesn't, he doesn't give you any kind of gifts. He doesn't really care about your happiness on Valentine's Day. He doesn't really care about whether he gets you a birthday or Christmas present because he'll claim that he don't celebrate them holidays. And you go along with it because you try to make it, you try to go around in your mind and kind of fix it to where what he's saying will make sense, where you can just say, well, he does so much other stuff for me. He goes to work every day. He takes care of his kids. That shit that motherfucker's supposed to do. And whether you were with him or not, he would be working every day. So that's not for you. That's not for your relationship. That's for himself so he can have some money and pay his car note. Okay? That don't have shit to do with you. So stop trying to reach and make yourself feel better for the way that he's treating you by including some shit that don't really have nothing to do with you in a relationship. Another thing, when a woman cares more about the man, he'll want to do some shit that hurts her. I had a letter like this in the column last week. I suspect that dude was, and she never said what it was he wanted to do, but she said, these particular acts hurt her physically, and every time he wants to do it, it hurts her physically. So, we pretty much know what she's talking about, but she didn't say it. In a situation such as that, he's caring more about what he wants than about how it's hurting her and injuring her. A man who really cares about his woman would not do anything that's going to hurt her. They might have thought about it, tried it, and it'd been like, okay, we're going to try this. And then as soon as she starts saying, ow, ow, ooh, ooh, that hurts, ow, no, he would stop and that would never come up again because he doesn't want to hurt his baby, okay? But you got some motherfucker, he's focused on what he wants, and you want you to sacrifice yourself, and you the woman on the end of that, and you more worried about what he wants than you are your physical health and how you might need surgery to repair certain areas of your body because you've been spending, trying to please him. See, this is a relationship that's out of balance. And that, I think, is the key. That's what my grandmother didn't use those particular words. God, why am I so congested? But I think that's what she meant. Things are out of balance. It's too heavily skewed on one side. And the side is when a woman who is socially, as far as our religious practices go, the popular religions, and our social structure where, every day you turn around, they trying to regulate what women can do with their own bodies and all that kind of stuff, all the submission shit, all this. Okay, when you put all that together, it means that men have a view of women that we are less than them. So if you have a relationship where not only is it socially acceptable that you be viewed as less than your man, you view yourself as less than your man, and you compromise your values, your morals, your body, your self-esteem, everything that you have going for yourself in order to keep him around, well, then he's going to run over you just like a train. And it's really sad when you see so many women doing that. They give these men money. They even will buy him drugs. All kind of crazy shit in order to keep this man around because you feel like it's more important to have him than it is for you to have yourself in a situation where, you're being respected and treated well. So how do you make sure that you don't love a man more than he loves you? It's real simple. You have to train your mind to think that you're the most important thing happening. Everything that he does, if it's not benefiting you, and I know a lot of women like, that's so materialistic, that's so egotistical, that's so whatever. I'm like, what the fuck ever. You don't see me sitting there, crying about some motherfucker. That's you. And why are you doing that? Giving everything you got, your money, your shit, your body's all fucked up because you've been letting this nigga use it any old kind of way. And, your mind is all in a turmoil. You crying every goddamn night. All this kind of stuff. Well, see, that ain't me. So, that's you. And when I look at what these women are doing for these dudes, how is that benefiting you? How is that helping you? How's that making you a better woman? How's it making you a happier person? How's that bringing you money, joy, happiness, excitement, peace of mind? I mean, nothing that these dudes doing are bringing any of those things to you guys. You're just so desperate to say that you have a man that you will accept anything and sacrifice anything, and that's when you love him more than he loves you. See, that doesn't work. You have to have a relationship with a man that's at least a little bit more invested in you than you are in him, because that way he'll go out of his way to make sure that you're happy. He'll go out of his way to make sure that he doesn't hurt you. He'll go out, and even if he does, inadvertently, because I'm not saying every man is perfect, he will be so apologetic. So he'll be hurt as much as you that he hurt you. Okay? That's the kind of relationship that you should be looking for. You shouldn't be looking for one where you have to chase this motherfucker down. You have to call him and ask, when am I going to see you? When can you come by? You're upset because he promised you something, he didn't come through. These are the kind of things that are indicative of a relationship where you love him more than he loves you. And sometimes I'm thinking it's not even that he loves you, you love him more than he loves you. He don't love you at all, but you love him. That's what I see. I just, these guys, I mean, they just have so many different women and they just roll through them and use them and all kind of stuff. So bottom line though, think about what I just said. Think about the relationships that you've been involved in, maybe the one that you're involved in right now. What do you do for him versus what he does for you? Look at weigh them. I mean, it's okay to be materialistic in this moment. Look at what he does. What does he do for you? If all you cooking, you cleaning, you having his babies, you taking care of his kids, you doing all the shit to make his life easier, but he's not doing shit for you, you need to rethink that relationship. You stay in it if you want to. I'm not telling you what to do. You need to become, reach a reality where you understand what your relationship is really about. It ain't about shit. It's about you being a servant, a relationship of convenience, because you provide him with conveniences and services. It's not about any kind of emotional connection with you, because the next bitch who come along who do them exact same thing for him, he'll, especially if she gives him more or better, he gonna go over there because he don't care about what you talking about. He doesn't care about you. He only cares about what you do for him and how you make him feel. So these are some reality checks, you guys. I don't know. You stay in these relationships where the guy proves to you over and over and over that you're not a priority, that you're not important, that he doesn't really care about your feelings. He doesn't care about your happiness. He doesn't care about your joy. He doesn't care about your family. He don't care about shit except himself. And yet you stay in the relationship. You need to ask yourself why you do that. Okay? This is Deb Cooper from SurvivingDating.com. I'll be back in a day or two. Time for another conversation about something else, whatever. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.